Hello and welcome back to Ask Master with Alia. Today we're back here with Master Sri Akashana, and he's just come back with half the team from Kenya.
Looking a little bit colourful.
Very tanned. A lot of the team are very tanned. They've come back. It's very strange seeing Asian people very tan.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before, so it's very interesting. So today we're going to start off really quickly with a funny thing that I've seen on the CC Plus chat. Let me read it out to you actually. So
I just get a little bit nervous when you say funny things.
No, nothing nervous. It's just
sometimes people ask very weird things.
It's
like,
actually
like Alia, can I get photos of your feet, please?
Okay.
Okay.
Nobody asked me what that's about.
I said to Alia earlier, I said we should create a landing page to sell photos of your feet. It looks like it's high in demand.
So the reason he's saying that is because I randomly got messages from someone asking to pay me if I send them pictures of my feet, which is very strange and a little disturbing.
It's not really that strange because they actually understand you from our last Ask Master. It sounds like that is her thing.
This was before, I swear. I don't, guys, please just feet, Alia, completely two separate things. Okay, so Norman posted on the CC Plus group.
Norman, hi.
He said that he occasionally does some simple yoga and breathing in the morning while out on the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, he has only nature as his background noise. Recently installed a sound system, so decided to play a sound system.
Okay,
yeah. Is my English that bad? So he does it with his eyes closed, but because he installed a sound system, he decided to play some chants in the background. So he closed his eyes, started meditating, and then he opened his eyes. He had an audience. Now his audience
Wait. What's going on? He closed his eyes. He was meditating.
To meditate with chants playing in the background.
And then he opened
with
his eyes
new.
and then he saw an audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would you like to know what his audience was? Remember, he's on a ranch. So he opens his eyes.
Chickens and
5 cows.
Oh wow.
3 deers.
Like in
2
real
goats.
life audience.
In real life, yeah.
Oh,
like
wow.
they fully came up to him listening to
wow.
like meditate,
That's powerful.
watching him meditate. So
and there's a question?
Yeah, his
What does that
question was, anyone else have chance affect animals? My dog sometimes cocks her head, but mostly snows through the experience now. Yeah.
So everything is vibration.
Yeah.
You've seen the what's that dad called? Did you see that dad who baby
Oh yes, we've seen that.
Yeah, so that's a vibration, and babies in natural nature they react to it. Actually, that recently it was full moon. I was charging. Have you ever charged crystals before?
Always.
Yeah. So I would put my crystals out on full moon, charging the crystals. When I woke up in the morning, all the ducks were sat around the crystals. It was so bizarre. Wow. You know, because I have the yoga platform, yoga decking.
Mm-hmm.
It's some size, but just that area, all the ducks were sat around it. So it's common, it's normal.
Yeah.
Nature, animals, they're sensitive to these things,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah.
It's like when you're singing to animals and they sing back to you.
I can't say I've sung to animals.
You should try it.
This is very good. This show is very good. You get to know more about Alia, what she does in her spare time, go home, sing to animals.
Well, the thing is that we're all crazy people here.
Yeah.
And you say, like, what is crazy and what isn't? Because you're laughing at me singing animals, but people at home make fun of me for charging my crystals. Like, when the full moon is out, my family will literally come out and be like, look, the full moon is out, go charge your crystals. Like, making fun of me. So
sing to animals. Oh, some people sing to plants. Actually, that's a confession. I sing to plants. I speak to plants. They need love. We speak to water.
Yeah, well, if you speak to plants, then I can speak to animals.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's when other people do it, it's weird, you know? Just like feet, you know?
Okay, moving away from animals and feet. There's another one here from Ebony. Now this is a little bit serious, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because when
Wait. Let me get my game face on. Okay. Serious one.
change face.
Okay, go.
Okay, so the reason I brought this up is because I did yoga for a long time, and the yoga that I used to do and the yoga that we practice now is obviously very different.
That's what you said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think this was your question.
Yeah, well, Ebony just asked my question, but it's already answered, but I think it's a good answer for everyone who does yoga with us, whether they come here and do it physically or they do it on the colds. She said, I need more beginner yoga practice. Where can I get it? And I want to practice yoga, but I'm just learning.
No, that's not it. It's the same thing as you said last time. What did you say? You said you used to practice yoga, and yoga used to go for what? Relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, really relax. Practice yoga.
Breathing.
Yeah,
stretching.
And I actually said the same thing to when we were out in Kenya. I said the same thing to Louise because Louise joined in the training.
Oh, how was Louise on there?
She was interesting.
we should bring her on.
Yeah, we should. And then she said, when I go back, I'm gonna sign up to a yoga class. And I said, whatever class you sign up to, it's not going to be like what you practice here. And she said, oh, why? I said, well, what usually happens if you go to any yoga class, you'll do one asana, and the asana might be lift your hand up or one hand down, one hand up. And then breathe 4 seconds. Then after 4 seconds, okay, lie down, 8 seconds rest. Every asana, you get double the rest. And so that's why a lot of people, they go to yoga and they're like, yoga is so nice. I love practicing yoga when I'm stressed, when I'm tired. It helps me relax.
But it does though. Doesn't it though? As in like, is it just different types of yoga, or is the yoga that we do, it's Himalayan yoga that we do, right?
So I would like to say that's like, that's high-end demand yoga.
Yeah. For everyone. As
of
in
course,
because it's
sleeping
easy.
for everyone, right?
Yeah, because it's easy to
like
do.
Who doesn't like to sleep and who doesn't like to rest? So in the same sense, it's like this, right? If we take somebody off the street and they were to attend one of our yoga classes, right, pretty much for sure they're not going to come back. In the same sense, when I first went to India and experienced this Himalayan yoga with Grandmaster, I said to everybody, I said, I'm never doing that again, because it was terrifying. You know, imagine like, what do they call it? P90? Insanity, all these different things,
insanity,
right?
yeah.
Like all these workouts, like I used to look at things like that and I'd be like, I'm never doing anything like that. People say, oh, you lose a lot of weight. I said, I don't care. Like, and I used to go to the gym. It's one of those, lift some weights and take a break, you know. That's fun. Everybody likes that, you know. And who doesn't like lie down, just breathe, relax. Everybody feels good.
So do you think that yoga has become so popular and trendy all over the world because it's been made so easy for everyone?
If I wanted to reach out to the general masses, that's the type of yoga I would teach also.
Yeah.
Like like insanity workout also isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
It's for a particular type of person, right? So I'm not saying that everybody wants that. But when the statement that was made there, what's the name?
Ebony,
right? When about wanting a beginner's yoga. Actually, it's not about wanting a beginner's yoga. We need to think about what is our goal. Okay, is our goal saying I want to practice yoga for relaxation?
Yeah.
If that's the case, just sit there, close your eyes, think you're a tree or something like that. You know, then you'll enjoy that yoga. It's very relaxing. The yoga that we're training here is training the physical, training the mind, training the spirit. Now, to do that, you need to push. We always have the saying, we say, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? And we say you have to get out of your comfort zone to grow. And this is what I always say to the team whenever we're training in yoga is that when they're resting, they're like, I can't hold this downward dog any longer, right? I'm saying, and then they put their knees down and I'm like, you shouldn't be resting right now. There's a time for rest. There's a time for training. Now is time for training. There's a time for training. If you didn't come here to rest. You came here to train. You came here to learn. You came here to grow. So that is involved in changing the mindset. Shift. If you want to change your life around, then this is the yoga you got to do. If you're just saying, oh, life is a bit stressful right now, I just want to sleep better. Okay, lie down. Just don't, do the lying down yoga,
So it's essentially just knowing what you want as an outcome after, like what yoga to practice for what outcomes you want. So if you want strength and growth and all that kind of stuff, then you practice the yoga that we do.
We train for
hardcore.
Strength, we train for stamina, we train for stability, we train for flexibility, we train for mindset.
Mindset, I feel like I've never pushed my body so much in my entire life, but I feel like it's more of a mind game for me, where I'm telling myself, I have to actually prep myself and tell myself, you can do this and you can go further and you can hold this longer. Yeah.
But it's very interesting. While leading more yoga classes, physical yoga, and actually observing, I'm starting to see the character. We also have that saying how you do anything is how you do everything, right? But actually watching them do yoga, you can see the personality.
Yeah.
The people who don't complete what they start, the people who try just so that it kind of does it, but don't really do it at their best, you can see. The people who don't push at all, you can see.
The people who get competitive when other people are doing well.
That's right. You see, and so you see who really pushes. And that's why we say when we stop building the body, naturally your mindset changes. When your mindset changes, how you approach everything in life starts changing.
Now I feel like everyone that's going to come down with the training, all of them are going to watch this show and think, oh, I really need to go full on with the yoga.
Either that, or they'll say, actually, I don't want to come anymore. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know that, we got like 1 month, 2 month training academy now, where people can come, small groups, 20, 30 people, and come. They train with us for the whole 30 days. They train with us for the whole 60 days.
90 days as
90 days as well. So these programs are being launched right now because the biggest problem, a lot of people, going to 3-day events, 1-day events, 5-day events and things like that, then they lose motivation.
Yeah.
They get all the skills. It's not that it's not useful. They get the skills, but afterwards they just, it's mindset.
Yeah.
And at the same time, nobody really thinks, I want to train my mindset. Like it's such a popular thing. It's not that sexy, So by doing it through yoga, by doing it through this, when we're creatures of habit, in 1 month, 2 months, you build that habit to a point where you can't stop anymore. Right? You take an example like Jane. Right? She's like, when she was here with us maybe a year ago or something like that, we're practicing yoga. If we check back at the photos, if we have the photo, we'll show you the photo. Everybody was practicing yoga. She was kind of just sitting there thinking about yoga. I think it's like that. And then what happened was she goes to the Himalayas on this training in India for nearly 2 months of training. And when she comes back, it's like when she's skipping 2 days of yoga, she's feeling like there's something missing.
I felt like that because I feel like my body needs to be twisted out.
It needs to be twisted. You need to place this leg over this.
Oh my God, yeah. So those of you who are wondering about the training that we're talking about, that we're launching, that we're talking about, is the reason we're doing this is because a lot of creators and people in general are always asking and saying we want events in London and we want real-time events, and we used to do those events like quite frequently. We used to fly all over the world. You spend a lot of time, money, energy, effort, and they're 3-day events, and there's a lot of impact in those events. But even Harriet and I were discussing after Speaker Mastery for people that came back, that how come after the 3-day events or the 5-day events, they leave the event room a completely different person. They say that themselves, that they're completely different people, but
and
then
they even
come
set
back,
themselves goals that they will do, and then they don't end up doing it. But that's just human nature if you really think about it, right? People lose motivation very easily. Even if look at New Year's resolutions as a biggest example. How long do they last? I think the average probably like 5 days or something.
But which is why we thought, okay, we'll have like an online community where we have weekly calls, and then we have our big
Plus, the FLC,
GIC, all those programs where we mix online and events and everything. But even then we were seeing, okay, this is really good, but for the people that really are actually serious and want this, and
they want to change their life,
1
month, 2 months, 3 months, I want to change my life dramatically, I want to change my mindset, I want to change my physical, I want to change everything, then because
it's scientifically proven that if you do something, I think for 21 days, then your brain is rewired to do that way. And humans are creatures of habit. So if you
but people don't have that discipline themselves.
Yeah, if you just
that's why you need somebody who has to kick
Exactly.
your ass.
Yeah. So if you have the discipline to do it, which a lot of people say they do, and you don't do it, then it just never ends up working out. But that's why we're doing 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, which is going to be more and more intense, building up the intensity. So we make sure you have no choice but to change those habits. So when you leave, there's nothing else that you can do but the habits that you formed over here. And also just getting out of the work environment, because at all of the events, a lot of the question that we get is just negative environment, my family, my spouse, my this, my that, and everyone around me. So when you remove yourself from that and come into a place where you train your mind and you train your spirit and you train your body, everything, and then you leave, so you're much stronger to equip yourself and understand how to do everything really by the end of the 3 months.
You'll change. Life will completely change.
Yeah.
So I think anybody who's like interested in a training like that, it's very intense. It's not for all, but those who are interested in that, what you could do is you go to the Facebook community. Yeah, so I think they search, is it Master Sri Akarshana Creator Circle? Yeah. So if you search the Creator Circle on Facebook, it's a group, and you just approve, we'll allow you in. So that's a group, our community. I think it's about 25,000 people there. And then just post in there and ask about it. And then one of our leaders, one of our team members will let you know how it works and see whether you qualify or not for it.
Or you can just email our team.
Yeah, possible as well.
Yeah. So, okay, on to the next question. This is the last one. So this is from Xavier. Okay, guys.
I like how you're pronouncing the name, so I don't need to. And if I repronounce, it's not my fault. I'm just saying what she said.
Okay, I like the name. I just don't know how to pronounce it. It's a really cool name. It reminds me of the Star Wars with the swords. What do you call the swords? What do you call them?
A lightsaber.
The lightsabers. Yes.
Xavier.
No.
Lightsaber.
Xavier M.
Xavier.
Yeah.
Xavier.
Yes, that's the one. That's what I was thinking. No.
Xavier.
No, but that's what was in my head.
I thought we actually attracted X-Men. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, I have a funny question. I know that where attention goes, energy flows. With that being said, what if you have more than one thing that you want to manifest? For example, 2 projects or some work stuff and personal stuff. How would you manifest? Would you visualize something until it happens? Or do you split it? Like, what do you do? I think this is an interesting question that a lot of people have.
This is a very good question. I think this will pretty much be the basis of this this video. And I've never actually talked about this topic before. I don't think on the YouTube anyway. I talk about aligned goals. Aligned goals can be manifested together. Disaligned goals, you want to do it in different time periods. That will be for best results. So, do you know what that means?
I kind of understand.
Okay, you say it.
So if it's like, say, all business related and different goals in, like, say, business stuff, then you manifest all of them together and not manifest like a personal one and a business. So like not manifesting a relationship and a new job at the same time.
Yeah, unless the relationship can be part of the job. For example, I'm manifesting that I'm going to get a new job, and at that new job, I'm going to meet the love of my life. That's one line manifestation. So it will all happen in sequence in that way because that's your visual. But sometimes when you're like, okay, I really need money and I really want to attract love, right? Then because these two things are, first of all vibrations are different. And then if our focus is, okay, every day, it's a big confusion. So it's almost like, I always talk about, have you ever heard of Bucky Fuller?
Bucky Fuller?
Yeah, he's a very, very amazing guy. He talks about frequencies. And he says, people don't understand vibrations and frequencies, but actually you can understand it just like radio frequency.
Yeah.
So when you're asking for money and love, it's almost like you are saying, I want to listen to 97.3 and 105.2. So what will happen is every single day, there's a lot of fuzz.
Yeah.
this is how people are living their lives. They're living their lives, and then it's like very confused.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of want this, kind of want that, and then everything's going on at the same time. They're in between things and not decisive, and everything's going on. So that's what happens. And so the only way to actually get the goal and get the goal fast is to say, hey, I'm just gonna 97.7. That's exactly what I want. You know, and then just you tune in to that frequency, and then you manifest that. So when it's aligned, when they all match up, then it's okay. So let's say, for example, I want to get rid of the thoughts in my head, and then like that's one of the goals, to de-stress or whatever it is, and then to manifest money. That's in one line. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So to explain that a little bit more, and just to make sure that I understand that's right, it's like if you have the choice to manifest what is on that radio station. So if you want a particular radio station and you want money and love, instead of going between the money and love radio station where you don't get full understanding on the love, or you don't listen to all the songs on this one, don't listen to all the teachings on the money one, you go to a radio station that talks about both money and love. Yeah. So
Like
just
that.
tune yourself into that one.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Why kind of?
I think it's everything. There's so many details in it. Like it's very complex. Law of attraction is actually, at the same time, it's simple, but it's also a very complex system at the same time. It's like even just the principle of setting it and forgetting it is very complex. You know.
Yeah.
So.
It's like setting and forgetting is detachment. So it's easier. It's like, easier said, but
people
doing
always saying,
it.
but you're saying set the goal. I'm attaching, and then you're saying detaching. I don't get it, master. You know, so people get very confused.
Okay, so I have a question through all this. So from what we just talked about, my question is about vision boards. So people have vision boards up, and you look at your vision boards all day long and first thing in the morning, and that's got like so many different goals in so many different areas.
If there's a card there, right? If there's a card that you need, what I'm saying is the visual you need to be able to align the whole visual together. So let's say there's a car there, that's fine. There's a house there, that's still fine. There's a family there, that's fine. There's traveling there, that's fine. But I need to, in my visual, see that, okay, what my work is and how I'm making money in that work. Therefore, I buy a car which I park outside that house. When I go into the house, I'm with my wife and I'm with my kids. We're enjoying ourselves. We book a holiday. We're on holiday. That is one line, one big manifestation together. Right?
So you don't split the vision board up into different sections, because I used to do that.
Yeah, it's how we visualize it. Because then if it's not one thing, then your brain... let's not even talk about the universe being confused with your order, right? What order you've placed. Your brain is confused with the order you're placed, because one moment you're looking at the Ferrari, and then you're like, okay, Ferrari, see myself driving a Ferrari. Okay, where are you driving the Ferrari? Like, I don't know, on a track, right? How does that link with everything else? Then it's like, okay, next thing I want, okay, girl of my dreams. And where are you in that moment? You're somewhere else, right? So the details of every visualization is different. And so whenever you do that, you're all in different places. Now you're manifesting multiple dimensions all at the same time, trying to do that, and it just gets confusion. So instead, if you can bring all of what you want to manifest into one visual, so it all links, then it doesn't matter which way you go to manifest, it will all come to the same conclusion.
I get the whole confusion thing, because I used, before I joined the academy and I'm creator, I used to do this thing where I was like, okay, I want to start a skincare business, and I want to do this, and I want to do the coaching, and so there'd be so many things, and I'd be working on all of them, but never see anything from any of them, because there's no focus in one place. So back to taking this question back to vision boards, would you say just say if you want a car, a love, and a job, like those three things are on your vision board, instead of having them completely separate, merging them into one picture, not only on the vision board, but in your brain.
You need to be able to piece together the jigsaw, how they come together.
Yeah.
If you can do that, multiple goals is okay.
Yeah.
Because it's all one goal, really.
Yeah.
It's in one vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. If not, you're scattering, then it gets confused.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think this is a very big thing, by the way, because a lot of people are lost like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't we haven't spoke about this before. So.
Yeah, even at our events, I think there's a lot of people that usually ask and say, especially when it's speaker mastery, when we're doing the template and we tell them to pick one thing or master the stage, and we tell them pick one thing that you're talking about. They're like, no, but I'm doing 10 things. Okay, pick one thing. But I'm doing 10 things.
Focus on one, get good at it. Once you manifest that thing, then move on to the next. One mountain at one time. Where focus goes, energy flows, results show. What you focus on expands. I think
there you go.
Just that simple.
As simple as that. Yeah. Okay. So the last one. This is not
that was the last one.
Well, that was the last question,
Yeah.
but this is the last thing that I want to talk about.
Oh, she just wants to say something.
is a quote that I saw, and for some reason I don't know why the guy that was the man that was sitting there reminded me of you.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the quote says,
You need to see what it looks like. I'm like,
we'll bring it up. No, it's just a yogi like sitting there, and I was like, oh, master.
Yeah. Just any Indian guy sat there.
You're not Indian though. Okay. Few men during their lifetime come anywhere near exhausting the resources dwelling within them. They are deep wells of strength that are never ever used. This is a quote by Richard E. Beard.
Beautiful. That's all I can say. Beautiful. That's like that quote they say. Don't quote me on this.
Quote unquote.
Don't die with the song still playing. I don't know what.
Don't die with your music still inside you.
That's the one. Yeah.
That's Amy's.
Oh, right, okay.
She loves. No, but she didn't make it up, but she keeps saying it. That's why
we never know whose quote is what now these days.
Yeah, we're all the same.
Yeah.
It's all of ours. Yeah. So that's obviously something I just wanted to bring up, and the reason I brought it up is because
you see a lot more potential in me. Saying, master, you should be doing more.
No, just in all of us, just knowing, especially when we've been talking a lot about leadership and taking action and all that kind of stuff, and just it really resonated with me because we don't realize how much we're capable of, and that's what the people who are coming in for the 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, because they're gonna come in for 1 month and they're gonna be like, what the hell have I gotten myself into? Because we're gonna push so hard, and not just push, you're gonna push us as well. And one thing I've noticed is that even though you've been through all this training in the Himalayas, and you know, you've trained for so long. It wasn't your first yoga training either. So you've been doing this for years, and you still push yourself. Even while you're pushing us, you're still forcing yourself to get to do things that you can't do yet, which is inspiring as a leader, as someone that we follow as a master, to see that you're still pushing yourself, because there's just so much capability within all of us. There's so much that all of us can do, but which is why it's so important, I feel like, because not everyone will push themselves. There's a very, like, maybe 1% of people in the world, maybe not even that, yeah, that will push themselves, I not even to 20 or 30% of their capacity.
Grandmaster says something when we're practicing yoga, I think it's very, very useful, and it's a good reflection for everybody watching this show, is that, or listening to this show, is that when you observe people practicing yoga, like yoga practitioners, right? You'll see them, they always practice the same asanas over and over again. Why do they do that?
They don't push themselves.
Well, it's comfortable. It's like, oh, I can do this. Okay, same thing, downward dog, same thing, warrior pose, same thing. And they say, I'm practicing yoga. Well, actually, you're practicing yoga just to be comfortable right now. But you need to ask yourself, what is the purpose you're practicing yoga? If you're practicing yoga for growth, then actually it shouldn't be relaxing, right? Have you ever seen that? There's this, that rabbi dude who talks about the lobster and growth. Have you seen that?
No.
He's the same guy who talks about fish love.
Oh, is it the one who says if you put a lobster in a tank, then they only grow? Or
they say something about the shell or something. I can't actually remember. So
is it about if you put a lobster in a small tank, then I don't know if that's actually about a shark actually.
But it's something. Yeah, something about growth, and saying that when growth is happening, it's uncomfortable, and so we have to get ourselves uncomfortable. I think, like most people, they don't want to get themselves, obviously, right? Who doesn't like to relax? But we need to understand there's a time for relaxation, there's a time for growth. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So we better get our ass moving, push ourselves to new things. With the things that we can't do, that's what we practice. And that's how we become better.
If you can't do it yourself, like there's sometimes there's no shame in admitting that, you know what, I've been trying this for a long time. The willpower, all this is not working. Get yourself a mentor, get yourself an environment, put yourself out there, do something that will help you get there.
Others, experts, they can see your blind spots. That's what a lot of time we can't see our blind spots, right? It's the other day, one of the students was trying to lift the arm up, lift the leg up, lift 2 legs up, you know. And I said, actually, if you just twist the elbow in a little bit, 2 legs will go up. And then instantly, it's like, oh, I've been practicing this for 2 months and it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all I need to do is twist, because they're your blind spots. That's why people need coaches, mentors, masters.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about, I feel like I can talk about this for you for a good hour or so.
Maybe next episode.
But I think that's all for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you did, then make sure you like. And if you have any more questions for all the CC Plus members, I've gotten all the questions for today from the CC class chat. So make sure you put all the CC Plus questions on there and comment below. Let us know where you guys are from. I know I have a lot of Indian people messaging me asking me if I'm Indian or not.
Can I get your feet pictures, please?
No feet pictures. Maybe
there's just a price. That's all. I'm gonna set up a landing page for that.
There's no price.
I'm gonna monetize this thing.
I've been offered $10,000
for
my feet.
And you said no?
I got an update. I'll show you.
Wow.
So no feet pictures. That's just a little weird, guys.
No. There's always a price.
No.
I don't believe you. There's a price.
Well, we'll decide on that. We'll talk about that more later.
You see, there's negotiation in the process right now.
Okay, so comment below. Let us know where you're tuned in from. Let us know where you're all watching from. If you're Indian as well, let us know below. I love my fellow Indians and my fellow brown people, but I love all of you, all you
Although
creators.
You're not brown.
I love all Asians, all mixes, everyone. I love animals, plants, all of you. Nobody's left out.
That's a lot of love.
So yeah, let us know where you're from. And if you haven't subscribed below, make sure you subscribe. And that's all for today. Salam and namaste.
Namaste.